Hi everyone, Janil Liu here. So in this video we're gonna be talking about enums, enumerations in C, which is another kind of user-defined data type such as structs and unions, and we'll see how we can easily apply them from one of our previous examples. If you remember from the video about unions, we had this defined here. So we define the constant int as 1, float as 2, and then char as 3, and for that we use that to determine which kind of number we were dealing with, if it was an integer, a float, or a char. And then so that's basically what we did. And the way we handle this is by writing preprocessor macros using define, right? So the way we're gonna do this with enumerations is as follows. Instead of writing like this, we can write a enum. Okay, so we have an enum type, and then we say int float char. Okay, like this. We can use a type definition here to facilitate. So let's say type def a type, then let's say type like this. And by default, when you declare enumeration, the first member will be 0, the second will be 1, and then the third 2, and so on. So I will assign it like this to keep the convention we're using, but if you omit, it will assume that the first element is 0 and so on. So when we reference it, okay. Also, enumerations allow you for two types of its enumeration have the same value. So we could do something like this: another test equals 3. So we can do something like this, but yeah, that's not what we're gonna do here. And so we can eliminate this here. And now we have to do the proper alterations. There's a type of data structure which is called a tagged union, right? So what we have is we can do something like this. We could for the sake of this tutorial do something like this. We could have a union we can have a struct like so we place this union inside the struct. Okay, and then type def struct, and we call it number, and then inside the struct we place the type, and we should call this type. I guess we can differentiate it like this. So this will be type, and then we call this we need sort of a convention here. Number, and we call it number, and then type simply call type and then type t like this. I guess it's okay. So yeah, we have the struct number when we have the type, and then inside of it we have a union of the integer, float, and char. So yeah. Okay, so now we have to adapt the rest of the program, right? So let's call this a type t. Okay, so if t is equal to, we can check for t equals int, and then here t equals float, then t equals char, and yeah, I guess this will be it. href and standard arc, and then we have a task here with strings, add number, char, here I guess we have to declare a none type here. So yeah, a none, we simply declare it type char, and then how did we call this? Type. Okay, so let's call it type t1 equals char, and then type t2 equals int, and then here we have a char, and here, oops, t1 and t2. Yeah, that should work. Warnings, no semicolon, and so yeah, we missed. So here we have a union, and then struct. Which line was it again? 15. Type def struct number. Oh yeah, we forgot to add the semicolon here. Yeah, so apparently it worked. Yeah, so we managed to adapt the example from our video about unions by adding a enum to a predefined user-defined data type. So we transform our number, which had a union inside, into a struct where we have a type t, which is called a tag. It's how we identify if it is an int, a float, or a string. And then with this tag, and then we have a union, which occupy, if you remember from the other video, occupy the same place in memory. These three variables here. So that's how we identify for our program and performing operations with it. That's how we identify if it is a int, a float, or a char we're dealing with. So yeah, that's how we manage to make it work. So yeah, this is basically it about enums. Here, instead of passing int, we could pass, I guess, 1, and it will work. Sorry, here it will be 3 because it's a char, and here 1. Let's check it. A news variable. Okay. yeah, so it worked nevertheless. So it's basically how it would basic functionality of before, where we have defined the preprocessor macros with created constants, but instead here we assign these constants to a number using an enum, so it keeps the code more organized and more readable, so it facilitates a lot in this regard. So yeah, I'll leave it like we have t1 equals char here and t2 equals int. So compile and run. So yeah, that's basically it regarding enums. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, activate notifications, and see you next time. Bye.